I got a question in on the internet here, and I wanted to address it to everybody because I think it's applicable to a lot of you who use Upwork. The question is, how do you apply for freelance jobs on Upwork? And I'm going to give you some of the best practices. As you know, I have a lot of exposure on Upwork. I'm on their homepage, and I've learned a lot of their best practices through trial and error. So I want to share some of those with you. The first one I have to give you is actually read the job description. I post for a lot of jobs myself. I do a lot of hiring on Upwork, and one of the things I notice from a lot of people who apply is they just don't read the job description. So actually read it from start to finish, because you will be surprised at how many times people do not read even past the first sentence. They just see the title and they say, oh, I want to apply for this, and just throw up a generic proposal, and that never works out. You very rarely will get hired doing that. Another tip I have is put something unique in the proposal. You know, again, just like my last tip, they just throw a blanket proposal in that they'll give to everybody, and it might at the most say the first name if you know the first name of the person who's hiring, but it'll just say the whole, you know, we are an SEO agency, we do this, this, and this, and it doesn't address the job description at all. So always do something unique. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos, you can do a loom.com video and make actually a personal video. This takes less than 2 minutes and will go far and away. It will put you far and away further than the rest of your competition who's applying for these jobs, okay? Also, in the proposal, you want to do NBAT. And if you don't know what NBAT is, you need to take Freelancer Masterclass, okay? So it stands for Need, Budget, Authority, and Timing. We go over each of those at the Freelancer Masterclass. So go ahead and sign up at freelancermasterclass.com and apply. If you don't know what those are, it goes beyond the scope of this video for me to explain that. But you need to put NBAT in your proposal to really skyrocket your success for getting hired. This is something that a vast majority, 99% of freelancers don't do, is log everything. So when you get a response from a proposal, you have to put that on a spreadsheet, or you should put that on a spreadsheet, okay? And what you want to do is you want to log what version of a proposal you sent, because you should have separate versions to test which one's most effective. So if you have 3 different versions labeled A, B, and C, and you get 3 responses for A and 5 responses for B after sending 10 proposals of each, if you log them, you'll know which one's most effective. So log everything. Have a log for the version of the proposal you're sending. And when I say version, yes, everyone should be unique, but 80% of them should be the same. But then within that sameness, you should have versions, different ones, okay? So log everything so you can track the effectiveness. And another tip with how to apply for freelance jobs on Upwork is once you get their their name or their company name, what I want you to do is go to LinkedIn and send them a connection request, okay? Connect with them on social media. And give them some value first for free. So what you want to do is you want to make the client or prospect at this point take the smallest leap of faith in order to hire you. So give them something of value. Give them a quick website review if you're a marketer. Give them a quick SEO audit if you're an SEO expert. Give them a quick writing sample, just a quick write-up of something unique just for their company, not just a standard writing sample from your proposal if you're a freelance writer. So give them something of value that takes less than 2 minutes for you to make, and that will give them a sample of your work. And then what I want you to do is follow up with that, doing what's called a risk reversal. Now, a risk reversal means you're giving them a couple options, meaning it's not just, hey, hire me. It's, hey, here's my free something of value, you know, fill in the blank. Now you can take this spreadsheet and hire somebody and use that spreadsheet to your advantage. I don't ask anything in return. Or you can have me expand on that spreadsheet and provide more details or whatever you gave them. You know, so you're giving them 2 options. Generally, when you give prospects an option to pick, they're going to pick either one of the 2, but both of them will benefit you. Okay, so give them an option, and don't just leave it up to them to say when do we start, when do we get hired. So you want to always ask for that return question, so to keep that conversation going. Okay. And then the last step I have for you is to provide a low barrier to entry. especially if it's a larger job that requires a larger leap of faith for your prospect to hire you. You want to get them in, maybe offer them an hour for free. You know, I'm not a big proponent of that, but if it's a large job, then you may want to do that. Maybe offer them, a free team session where them and their team can all interview you at once for a second follow-up discovery call. Whatever it is, give them something of value and then offer them something of very low entry to be able to hire you, because if you provide good value, which you should, they should be able to hire you for a much larger job after you provided that expertise for the first couple hours. So maybe instead of having them hire you for a $10,000 job, get them something on board with you with $50 or $200, just something so they can understand your great personality and what you have to offer, and it'll be much easier for you to get hired for that larger job in the future, okay? So hope those tips helped. Good luck.